Good morning, everybody. This is Connor from Futures Analytica, bringing you guys another live futures trading session with the Polarity automated trading interface. We're going to be starting the day out here inside of regression mode due to this range that has been forming around this level here. We also have seen somewhat high entropy over the last consecutive bars. You can see that we've been retouching the same zones around this area. We're trading a little bit earlier in the day today, only 15 minutes after market open as opposed to an hour, to try and capture some more volatility. It has been a little bit unreliable as of late in terms of market volatility on ES. So we may need to switch to NQ in the future, or we need to wake up earlier and trade this time. Just got into our first trade here. It's a short position. You can see we had a lot of chop right before this trade. Let's see if we can end up winning it. We're right at our break even at this point. Unfortunately, we're starting the day off here with a loss. Let's keep it going though. Just got into our second position here. End up winning that one very quickly. We're almost at our break even only because of commissions. We're at negative $58. Just got into a short position now. Almost got filled there. You can see that one tick away and we end up losing that one. So now we're in a short position. You can see we're right at our take profit. We end up winning that one. Just got filled into a long position. And now we are finally positive on the day. We are going to be switching to trend mode here with the formation of this range at that zone. We end up winning that trade as well very quickly. We're getting a kind of a strong uptrend here, but if we start to get resistance around this zone, I like that our entry is right at this derived zone there. You can see that we're likely going to be bouncing off of this area now. Hey Mike, thank you for the question, and your question was, with Sierra, is there anything special I need to do to load up on Apex Prop Firm? No, there is not. There's nothing special you have to do other than, of course, those special things you have to do as you trade Apex normally, which is to download our Trader Pro and, of course, log into your Apex account. But other than that, there is not. We lost that trade, but we consecutively get into a long position there. You can see that that's basically like a trade reversal, or just to reverse our position. We almost got filled on that one, but looks like it's just above this derived zone here. So I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this. We're going to be switching into trend mode here, especially if we lose. But if we end up winning this trade, we'll probably switch back into trend because we're going to get a breakout. But as you can see, we're moving down to our stop loss here, and we're starting to get some chop around this zone. Unfortunately, we're back down to 174 on the day now, so not doing super hot today. However, we are still green, and I have to be thankful for that. Just got filled into a short position here. This time it's outside of that zone. If we win this trade, we're going to switch it into trend mode. You can see that did end up happening. We are now positive 582 now. Very interesting day here. Not dull at all. Just got filled into a short position here. End up winning that one. Now we're back up to 1,000. Let's see if we can build ourselves a safety cushion of sorts. We're going to be switching back into regression here due to this chop around this zone. And the high entropy area. You can see that at 648 we did have that positive bar with, or sorry, negative bar with positive delta, and we got filled there into a trade, and we won that one pretty quickly, up to 1400 on the day now. Just got filled into a long position there. Getting a lot of chop around this singular zone here, which was automatically marked by the Analytica chart 4 plus. We end up winning that one in a very strong jump by the market there, up to 1800 on the day now. Hey Grace, thank you for the question. So, yes, I do live stream on YouTube. And it depends on the day in terms of what time, but you can check the live stream page on YouTube. You can see where my future live streams are going to be. I don't currently have a set schedule set on that, but we usually do plan that out within 48 hours of the live stream. That being said, I'll let you know right now that I am going to be live streaming on Friday again at 6:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got filled in that position there and lost it, but we just got put into a inverse position, which is a short trade. Hey Finn, thank you for the question. Can you clarify and let me know if you're using Sierra Link or are you having a local install? We're up to $1,700 on the day now. We've been fighting for this pretty hard, but here you guys can see the timestamps of my executions, each one, as well as the actual account name here. And I'll move my chart trader around for you guys to show you that this is in fact a real account. Hey Finn, if you're running it locally, that likely indicates that there is some kind of installation issue. You're going to want to make sure that you actually have the machine learning model selected in your Polarity. If you don't, that's why the heuristic parameter optimization button will turn off. Because if you don't actually have the model selected, the software will not know what to optimize on, and it will shut off after each bar close. Hey Hacktaf, thank you for the comment. And yeah, it's definitely a process in terms of answering questions and trading at the same time. We ended up losing that trade there, back down to 1200 on the day. But to answer your question about filtering data and training files after the data collection process, I'm going to need some more information on exactly what methodology you guys are using to do that before I can really comprehensively answer that question. However, I have understood that getting rid of junk data where you are unintentionally optimizing or unintentionally training the strategy is a good idea, but that's generally not very common. However, if you guys are encountering something else, I'd love to know. We ended up winning that trade there and got into a consecutive trade, and we got that target fill up to 2,000 on the day now. We're inside of a range, very clear regression mode trade here in between these lines. Just got filled into a long position here. Up to 2,500 now. We broke out of that zone now. We're going to be in trend mode as long as this range holds. But if we dip back down under this, we are going to have to switch back into regression. But we got filled into a long position here, so I'm pretty confident about this trade. We'll see. Yeah, we got a ton of huge block right here. Hopefully we get some long trades and we get some upward market movement. But we just got that actual negative derived zone here, but we did get filled into a long position. So, and yeah, you can see with that consecutive block there, we got a little bit of chop and then we got a super strong uptick. And we're getting more and more derived zones in the positive direction form at this point. Let's see if we can keep this momentum going. Looks like we're starting to dip down. Yeah, unfortunately, we weren't able to make that happen and get that like, explosive volatility that we wanted to see in the upward direction. However, we didn't lose that much. I think we actually came out on top by betting on that. So we're up to $2,700 on the day now. We'll see what the market does next. Getting a lot of movement around this area. Perfect there, guys. So now we got actually filled into another long position and we ended up winning that trade. Market might be retesting a high, but we end up getting filled into a short position and back down there. So we're going to be switching back into regression at this point with the formation of that red derived zone, at least for the time being. But if we break this area around the top here, you can see we have some absorption on these two bars and this bar as well with those zeros. And we end up winning that trade. Yeah, so no, we're inside of a new channel. So we're up to 4,000 on the day here. We fought pretty hard for these gains. Started out the day pretty poorly, just barely breaking even, but now we're starting to get some traction on the day. Thank you for the additional context, SBH. So saying if you're filtering out low win rates below target, so if you're only keeping a win rate above 75%, I'd say 75% might be a little bit high for discarding the entire model, as a win rate can be generally high over the course of a month, but if you're testing over a short testing period. Now, I don't know your exact testing methodology, but I'm sure that you're aware of the need for comprehensive testing after. But if you're discarding your data a little bit prematurely, that can be an issue. But if you are not, with your win rate above 0.75, again, I just think that's a little bit high to be optimizing for, especially if you're not using a one-to-one risk-reward ratio. Now, I am, but if you're not, 0.75 is a little bit high. But I would start optimizing and discarding data that's below 0.7. That doesn't mean your win rate can't be higher than that. However, that's what the strategy is going to optimize for, and you might be getting extremely low frequency of trades. However, if that's what you're looking for, there's nothing wrong with optimizing for that. I'm interested in hearing exactly how you're implementing quantile regression to filter. You're saying you're using quantile regression to filter between regression. I'm assuming that's mode switches between trend and regression. If so, I'm interested to hear your exact methodology and how you're doing that. Just got filled into a short position here. End up winning that one, up to $5,100 on the day now. Also, guys, we still have some Sierra Link spots available. Of course, we're always going to try and make vacancies, but it's going to take a while for us to get additional infrastructure. So if you guys are interested in the actual architecture that I'm using to trade this strategy, which is extremely low latency to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, that is available on our website at sierralink.org. Just got filled into a long position here. We've on a pretty good streak of wins at this point. Unfortunately, ended up losing that trade there, but we'll keep it going. We've been getting actually a pretty significant amount of movement. We don't have a defined range yet at this area, although we did get one zone of delta divergence at 659. This isn't enough to keep us inside of regression. The correct option at this point is actually trend mode, as counterintuitive as that may seem. However, this range is so large that our take profit does not actually follow that. But we got filled there and we ended up winning that trade before we even saw it. I don't know if you guys were able to see that on stream, but now we're up to 5,000 on the day now. End up winning that trade back to back. Now we're starting to get kind of a downtrend at this point. Ended up winning that trade. Just got filled into a long position here. We'll see. The market is in kind of a downtrend, so I'm not super confident about this trade here. Unfortunately, ended up losing that trade. You know, we're going to do something interesting here. We're only going to be arming it in the short direction at this point. Look at this huge downtrend here that we've been getting. This is something I haven't done in kind of a while, so we're only looking for short positions at this point. But if we get the formation of another derived zone, we will stop doing that. We're going to be, again, rearming it only in the short direction. We have not done a selective arming, I think, in I think almost a year now on stream. Only taking short positions here just because this huge downward trend here. Now, this is exactly a novel way to use polarity, where you can use just some basic market intuition, which is just that this is obviously a downtrend and you want to take short positions, but you don't want to get whipsawed. You can see even with this downtrend here, there are some whipsaws up and down, but because we're not manually going short, the strategy is waiting to find an actual suitable reason to go short before doing so. So it is superior to that in that manner. But you can see at this point, we actually have met this derived zone here. You can see this is actually super interesting. So we had this gigantic downtrend and we met a previous derived zone that had been marked very, very long ago. I can't even scroll back to it. But when it reached that point where it was automatically marked, it bounced right off of that, bounced off of it again. And now we're inside of a very choppy zone. We're going to be switching to regression at this point because of that. Look at all of these derived zones around this price level here. Hey Finn, it does not actually matter if you have polarity enabled to take trades each tick. You're actually going to be wanting to not have polarity enabled to take trades each tick because we override that manually with strategy logic. If you have it taking trades each tick, it's going to be doing useless calculations that it should not be doing every tick, and that may be the reason why your heuristic parameter optimization is turning off. You're going to want to have it on bar close. End up winning that trade there, getting a super solid day here at this point. You can see this range is super easy to trade in regression mode. Absolutely zero directional bias with that derived zone marked by the Analytica chart 4 plus there. Hey John, if you're looking for the pre-installation of Polarity, check out Sierra Link. We have that pre-installed on there, so you don't actually have to do any setup. That being said, installation is pretty simple, and we do have that template available regardless. But if you're looking for the easiest way to do that, we definitely want to check out Sierra Link. Hey Greg, no, Sierra Link is not down. You're gonna want to reach out to our customer support at Sierra Link if you're having issues connecting. That may just be an incorrect login or incorrect login method. Just got filled into a short position here. End up winning that one up to 8,200 on the day now. We may end up going for 10 today. We'll see. Not certain at this point. But if we keep getting this volatility, we may go for that higher take profit amount. End up winning that trade there, up to $8,600 on the day now. Just got filled into a short position here. End up winning that trade. We're switching to trend at this point. Very, very obvious. And we got a long position here. I'm not certain about this trade. We'll see. But we ended up winning that one anyway. I am going to arm it only in the short direction to try and get into a last trade here. Let's see if we win it. Ooh, there we go. So now we're up to 9,800 on the day. You know, do we be cheeky and do we go for that 5-figure amount on the day? I think we're going to do that. We're going to be arming it in short here. We'll see if we can end up winning this. I hope I don't regret it. And we won that last trade, ending up with $10,245 on the day there. I'd say that's a super solid day. I need to be waking up earlier and trading this hour a lot more often because this volatility was just explosive and we love to see that. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I think that we're probably going to be starting a small account challenge from here on out. I'm super excited to see what we can do with that. We did a small account challenge, I think, almost a year and a half ago now, but we're going to be starting that again, I think, in the coming weeks. But I'm pretty excited for that. I think it'll provide a new challenge for me and stimulate me in a new way. And I think it'll be helpful for you guys to see exactly how I manage risk on a smaller account and how I'm trading the futures contracts with that in mind. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll talk to you guys.